Nobody can do it quite like I can, cause I stand with my pride still intact. Yo, it's deeper than rap. I'm the roots that made it through the concrete cracks.
Thanks for coming on the show. Really excited to talk to you about your new album. It is called Train of Thought, and it came out last year in August. It's been really highly praised. It's been described as raw, fierce, thoughtful, backed with substance, and definitely political. As it's your first album since your debut EP, Bird's Eye View, came out in 2013. So how has Birdz evolved since Bird's Eye View?
I think like just, you know, first and foremost, just growing as a person, as a human, and, you know, different life experiences that I guess shape you along the way. I've had a son since that, you know, he was born in 2015. So that changed my life dramatically, obviously, for the better, and that's amazing. And that really, I guess, gave me a new sense of purpose and, you know, definitely inspired a lot of the album. Thinking about now that I have a son and the next generation, you know, to sort of think about, you know, and obviously someone to think about other than myself.
Right.
So you're always very conscious of that as a parent and as someone that they look up to, you know. And I think, you know, I signed to Bad Apple's Music, which is founded by Briggs. Yeah, you know, and so a lot's happened since 2013, and I think I've just grown as an artist and as a person.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was going to ask about Bad Apple's Music, because it seems like such an awesome collective of artists, and you're a really integral part of that label. You're one of the first acts they signed. So how does it feel being part of that sort of collective? Yeah,
I mean, it's great. It's amazing, you know, like I always say to people that it's more of a family situation. You know, we're all brothers and sisters. You know, everyone that's a part of the label, you know, it feels very much like a family unit, and we're very close-knit, and we all have a very similar vision and understanding of, you know, where we come from and where we want to go, and what, you know, our visions for our music and for our people and for our communities. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm excited about the future of it. Yeah,
definitely. Are there any sort of collaborative works coming up between people within Bad Apples, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm just thinking if I can actually talk about a couple of things, but no, I mean, you know, my brother Nookie, he featured on my album Train of Thought on a joint called Questions, which is a dope tune, and I think, you know, a sign of what we're capable of together, you know, in the sense of a collaboration. And there's definitely more in the works with me and Nookie, and hopefully Philly as well along the way. And you know, and Nookie's getting his hands dirty on the production too. He's a crazy producer, so he'll definitely be featuring on my next project.
Yeah, cool. I want to ask you a bit about hip hop in particular, and like, first, what does hip hop mean to you? And what does Australian hip-hop mean to you, if there's a difference?
There is, yeah. No, but that's a great question. I think, like, you know, hip-hop in general, for me, coming from a small town in Katherine, Northern Territory, it was like, it's always such a window to the outside world. And from the first time that I heard NWA and, you know, Cypress Hill and Ice Cube and, you know, artists like these that were so raw and uncut and told the truth about where they were coming from. Excuse me. And, you know, that was, I guess, the first time, apart from, like, groups like Yothu Yindi, that really inspired me, because it was, like, looking at TV and seeing people that kind of resembled me a little bit, you know, being Aboriginal and being brown, being black, like, it, unfortunately, wasn't a lot of representation of people that look like me, you know, self-representation, or, you know, people from my community, on TV or on sort of mainstream media. So hip-hop, I really gravitated towards hip-hop because of that reason, and because I was like, oh wow, you know, we can do this, like we can do this and get away with it and not go to jail. But you know, so that was definitely, yeah, big inspiration. And hip-hop in Australia, I think, has come a long way, and I think it's really opening up to different types of stories and different backgrounds, and you can really see it in the music.
Yeah, I've got more to ask you about that in a sec, but for now we'll cut to a clip. I feel like Australian hip-hop's been dominated by white voices for a long time.
Right.
Would you agree with that? Do you think the scene's evolving?
I think it's definitely evolving. You know, I definitely would agree that at a time it was predominantly white, and I guess the stories were very, I guess, Anglo-Saxon sort of centric. And I think that was all part of, you know, hip-hop in Australia really finding itself and finding an identity and having a bit of a struggle with that.
Yeah.
You know, but I think at this present time there's so many different representations of hip-hop and so many different stories out there that you can really see it flourishing in the scene, and the music I think is like better for it. You know, you have so many different voices now, and that really informs different styles of the music, and you know, so I think there's something for everybody now. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's a really exciting time to be tuning into hip hop in Australia, I reckon. I reckon on your new album, Train of Thought, Black Lives Matter is one of the standout tracks for me. And you reference the Royal Commission into Aboriginal deaths in custody, and you reference a few different deaths of Indigenous Australians at the hands of white police officers, including Wurundjeri, Elijah, TJ Hickey. As a form of art and expression, how important is hip-hop to you in regards to having a political voice and shaking up what could be called willful Australian ignorance to these facts?
Yeah, wow, that's a great question. I think, you know, first and foremost, hip-hop for me personally has always been about truth and having no boundaries or no real rules about how you share that truth, if it's truth, you know, and especially if it's your truth. And that's exactly why, like I was saying, that's why I gravitated and I'm so influenced by hip-hop and I love it, is because it provides that platform. And so I see that as a privilege, and that I'm you know, able to make music that people connect with, and I have that platform, and thanks to people like Briggs, you know, that platform is slowly amplifying, I think. But you know, yeah, it's always been important to me, and especially I think through music you're able to connect with people on a deeper level. You know, it's very emotive, and you can tap into different demographics, I think. You know, when your song gets played on, say, Triple J or something, where a lot of people might not know the history of this country or might not know the facts that you're talking about. So, you know, it's an advantage, I think, music. And hopefully, you know, you can break down the barriers if the music's good enough.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Before you do a performance, Rise, from your new album, I just want to mention that your Vodoo Laska Tour is coming up. Yeah, with rapper, poet and author Omar Musa.
That's right,
Yeah, so that's kicking off in a few days.
Yeah, next week, March 8th at the TOF in Melbourne, and we're doing 4 dates. After that is Melbourne on the 16th. It goes Melbourne next week, and then Darwin, and then Canberra, and then Sydney.
Cool.
And we're really excited about it. We both just recently released records, and we're so excited to share it live with the people. And it's going to be a party, you know, party with substance. Good substance, knowledge.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. So, yeah, it's going to be dope.
Yeah, awesome. Really looking forward to it. Stay tuned for a live performance from Birdz.
So how you gonna tell me I should give up on everything I wanted and everything I could think of to be better than I am right now? Got me thinking, what's the plan right now? Damn, got the time but no patience. Descendant of the ancient, they try to keep me waiting. Stuck in the past like I ain't gonna make it. Staring down the barrel of a gun I take aim with. Knowledge and wisdom that I got from the old people. Melody and song keep me strong and old. At a distance, my pops had a vision that one day he's gonna touch the sky and get lifted to the heights that he never seen before. His only hope is that he somewhere had more. Now I'm kicking down the doors that he opened, trying to stay focused like this is my opus, man. Nobody can do it quite like I can, cause I stand with my pride still intact. It was deeper than rap. I'm the rose that made it through the concrete crack. and our souls rise up from the ash.
And after all this time,
with the love and the strength that we have
come, we won't be denied.
Won't you stand up and take it all back?
It's time.
Tell me why success is so bad, bruh. Tell me why you want it, but you scared to really have it, huh? Man, I'm just trying to climb the ladder, bruh. They say health is all that matters, I ain't had it much. Self-medicating every chance that I got, thinking I was at the top of my game, and everything had changed. The day that my seed felt the rain, I became different on a whole nother level. My position in the game switched up and I got better. Things to think about now, like how to hold a child down and how to raise them up so their head fit the crown now. Cause man, nobody can do it quite like I can. Cause I stand with my pride still intact. Yo, it's deeper than rap. I'm the roots that made it through the concrete cracks. And our souls rise up from the ash.
And after all this time,
with the love and the strength that we have
come, we won't be denied.
Won't you stand up and take it all back?
It's time.
So what you living for? What you living for? For the money, for the fame, or to stay poor? What you living for? What you living for? For the money, for the fame, or to stay poor? What you living for? What you living for? For the money, for the fame, or to be free? To be free, to be free, to be free, to be free,
We raise our hands up. The fire's burning bright. After all this time, we have come to rise. We raise our hands up to the sky. Our fire burns all through the night.
and our souls rise up from the ash.
And after all this time,
With the love and the strength that we have
come, we won't be denied.
Once you stand up and take it all back.
It's time.
Still with Birdz in the studio. He just did an awesome performance of Rise, the first single from the album Train of Thought.
That's right.
Normally it features Jimbla.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, that song was, I think, put out maybe like 2 years ago now, just to sort of, you know, celebrate being signed to Bad Apples and let people know that an album is coming. Yeah. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and it sounds like there's another track you might be releasing soon. People know something's coming.
Yeah, no, well, Omar and myself have been working on something really cool.
That's Omar Musa, who you're going on tour with.
Yeah. So to help push the tour and celebrate the tour, we're going to be releasing a song soon. And that'll be coming in the next few days, I think. And it's called About Me,
cool.
Produced by Paper Toy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So since Omar's described as a poet online and an author, I'm trying to imagine what sort of music he creates because I haven't listened to it before.
Right.
Yeah. What's the collaboration between the two of you like?
I think content-wise and I guess, you know, pun intended, train of thought-wise, it's very similar. Like, I think we're both artists that, again, you know, really base our music off truth and our truth and sharing our story, and also standing up against injustice, you know, whatever the issue or the topic may be. It's always very raw and honest, and at times it can be kind of vulnerable approach to, you know, sharing a lot of ourselves on songs and our albums. And so it's kind of like a really natural progression and a really natural, I guess, collaboration between myself and Omar, and it's just banging. It's just a banger. And it's, you know, again, it's kind of full frontal. It's not really like holding anything back. it's really honest, really raw, and it's a bit of social commentary on current events. And so there'll be a few references in there that hopefully people will be able to catch and like, oh yeah, that just happened kind of thing. So it's very current, and it's just Paper Toy is an amazing producer out of Sydney, and so it's a banger.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Like, it's so refreshing hearing super raw, honest stuff. There's nothing else like it in art, I reckon.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no facade, right?
Yeah.
Totally. So when you're on tour with Omar, what will the tour between the two of you look like? You're going to perform your own songs and do the one song together, or are there more songs that both of you will do?
Yeah, I mean, who knows at this point? No, I think definitely we're looking at performing our own albums front to back, you know, for the first time around the country with the 4 stops that we're doing. And so we're super excited about that, and we've got a few surprises in store in terms of the live setup. And you know, Omar will be headlining in some spots and I'll be headlining in others, and then of course, you know, collabing on stage as well. So that's something really exciting and something unique that I encourage people out there to come along and check out. And it's just going to be a party. Yeah. It's going to be a party, but it's going to make you think, and it's, you know, positive vibes only.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds absolutely great. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all we've got time for today with Birdz. Thanks so much for coming in. It's been awesome.
No worries.
You've blown the roof off the 1700 studio.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
And our souls rise up from the ash.
And after all this time,
with the love and the strength that we have
come, we won't be denied.
But you stand up and take it all back.